Hello. So today I want to talk about something which is very hot topic in the Warzone forum, which is tank balancing and the whole skill issue phenomenon. All right. So I just want to ask something first of all. You see, let's say a very key argument currently, which is that about NATO tanks win rate or NATO air's win rate vs Russian tanks win rate and Russian air win rate. And a lot of, you know, people defend Russia having a very high win rate by saying that NATO players are just bad at the game. Well, let me ask one question. Have you ever thought about perhaps it has to have something tied between the games played, which is the player base count, and the win rate of that specific nation? Because, in statistics, there's something called standard distribution, right? Which is let's just say, this axis is the skill range, and this axis, which is the player count. Most players are in the middle, right? There are very good players maybe here, very bad players maybe here. And for certain small nations, your average newbie won't really play it. Like who the hell first play Israeli? Who play Israel in the first games? Who plays like for their first nation? Who plays like China for their first nation, except for Chinese, right? Or who plays Japan for their first nations? Most people are gonna play Germany because Tigers, right? Russia because the T-34, like the IS tanks, or America because fucking it's America, like the patriotic people with a flag tattooed, right? So please explain to me why the hell does Russia have such a high win rate when it also have the highest play rate? It in fact have more games played than the Germany and America combined, and it still has a huge win rate. And you might say, oh, that's going back to the skill issue. It's just skill issue, right? Okay, well, explain to me. 1.5 years ago, why does it look like this? Why is Germany suddenly like 13% higher? Like, we look at this. What is the functional? Why it was 56% win rate, suddenly dropped to 51% win rate. I wonder what happened during May 2025. It's definitely not. And then it goes to July 2025, which it reached 56% win rate. I wonder what happened. It's definitely not something called release called the SLM, right? And then we dipped. And then we are now just 43% win rate. You know what this looks familiar to? Remember back then when players is called clickbait players dog shit and drags down the win rate of USA? Back then when US has 39% win rate? Let's see what the US win rate history looks like. Oh wow. Did the US players suddenly become so good that you know that like they just raised 10% their win rate? Or was that because a new anti-air got added so that the KH-38 spam could stop, perhaps? This is the problem with the skill issue argument. It doesn't hold up to the numbers. Like Japan players just suddenly lost all their brain cells in the course of a year and are now just stuck at 40% or what? Like the numbers doesn't add up. You see, the numbers doesn't add up. We have to face the reality that perhaps, Russia is just have better equipment in the game than compared to every other nations. I don't understand how you can defend this. Like when like what player just becomes better over time. Like have you ever thought that perhaps you could have more than one text tree playing? You can play more than one text tree. You're not locked into that specific text tree. A lot of good players have mobile text trees. It is not like, again, the number doesn't hold up to the skill issue argument, because how could so many players be so good at the game compared to everyone else? Like, compared to everyone else, you have like our our distribution. Okay, that just look like a penis. I'm not gonna lie. Our distribution for Russia would look like something like this then, because everyone's just insanely good at the game. Meanwhile, for USA or Germany, it probably looks like this. That doesn't make sense. Why couldn't you play Germany? Why couldn't you play Russia? Like, people can choose freely on what they can play. So I I am just confused in why people still use the skill issue argument when clearly you can see that the skill issue argument can only be made in the case where, a certain nation can play so much less than another nation that it's clearly just because the problem with the nation, and it's definitely not because the helicopter got released. Because before the helicopter, before the or the DRICM helicopter got released, Germany had a very high win rate. Suddenly, it gets released and then it drops into the ball. Or, when Italian before had about the same amount of win rate, and after they get their helicopter, they maintain the same. Perhaps it's not because a single vehicle, perhaps because there's other factor to the win rate of a vehicle, right? And this is the problem, because, like, you see nations like America, you can't just attribute to all the clickbait player being horrible at the game, because, fun fact, the clickbait have the best stats out of all the vehicles, while being probably the worst vehicle of them all, because you're an Abram, you get shot, you die. You have you don't even have like second gen thermal, so you couldn't find the enemy easily. It's not the player problem, it's the nation. Russia, it's better than every single other nations. I don't understand why people defend this. Like, people use skillish argument with, oh yeah, you have 5 times less play rate than the counterpart. There's five times more players that might be shittier in Germany than in Italy. So I don't understand why we make that argument. And same goes for aircraft. Like, okay, this is just sad because, like, guys, can we, like, be honest here? You're telling me in reality, actually, China, America have the worst air power in the world? Definitely, yeah. Um, there's a reason why. Like, I'm not even gonna talk about reality, because I'm going on rant here, but and tangent rant, but like what, like, it's not really fun to play against meta stuff all the time, because you see, every player, like, players aren't stupid. Player will play things that are broken in other games too. Play leagues, whatever, for example, right? Players play broken vehicles or broken characters. Things that have high win rate, players will just play this more than other vehicles. So at some point, you're just gonna have everyone playing Russian. Then, like, what's the point of having any other nation? The game's become boring as hell. Like, please stop using skill issue as a defense towards broken nations or broken vehicles. Please, please fix the balancing issue, because it's really, really discouraging for any other nation to play when Russia exists and you can do everything better than every other nation. So yeah, that's my argument. Thank you for watching.